I keep hearing from Republicans that they're done. They're done with the Republican Party. Okay, then what? You go to let Democrats run the show for the rest of time? Yeah, okay, that's not a great plan. So here's how it works. There's no giving up. There's no done. Done is not a plan, it's not a strategy. This is our Republican Party, and unfortunately, we let this happen by taking certain things for granted over the years. We elected RINO cowards, so let's vote them out. The Liz Cheneys, the Mittens Romney, bye-bye. Primary them. In Wyoming, all 45 Republicans in the state legislature voted to censure her. You should be able to elect a potato with a MAGA hat in a Republican primary at this point. So if you live in Wyoming, run. Full stop. Don't have meetings and talks and blah, blah, blah. Get someone in the race today. Like I'm talking before the next commercial. And this Patriot Party idea, it's not a good one. People say, oh, in a recent poll, 70% of Republicans would support Trump if he went third party. Great. That still means we're going to lose by 30% in a general election. Folks, Trump is the leader of the Republican Party, not Mitt Romney, not Liz Cheney, not Susan Collins. It's time we cut off all funding, all support, all help to these people because they do not represent our Republican Party. It's ours, folks, you and me. We're the ones who go door to door. We're the ones who put the stickers on our car. We're the ones who help these people's ground game, and they've ignored us. You know, if they want to go off and start their own third party, these RINO Republicans, which there's already been talk of, I'll be willing to bet that they will get more Democrats voting for them than Republicans because the Democrat Party has just gone completely far left. I'd wager that it's a far greater than 70% that side with Trump. I bet it's probably greater than 90% of the Republican Party that actually supports Trump's vision. They're just afraid to say it, folks, because of cancel culture. Now, I know I talked about the double standard last week on my Saturday morning show here on Newsmax, but this is more than just whining about it. It's coming to a point where conservatives essentially will have to make an entire takeover of the GOP to battle this double standard because the desire to be non-confrontational by these RINOs is contagious. I mean, we can't let one single RINO hold on to their seat. We got to send these cowards packing. These soft shell Republicans don't do anything. Mitch McConnell, as far as I'm concerned, he's just kind of taking up space at this point. He rides on both sides of the fence to ensure his political survival. He's not running again, but we need to send such a resounding message in the 2022 midterms that makes him no longer the leader of the GOP in the Senate. We got to get him out. Vote him down the totem pole. For all I care, he could be Josh Hawley's water boy. The January 6th dumpster fire was bad. It was. There's no denying that, but not nearly as bad as the almost 300 riots we had from BLM and Antifa over the last year. Where were they on the impeaching Kamala Harris for raising money to bail these thugs out of jail? They were nowhere. These RINOs were hiding behind the January 6th as some excuse that they no longer support Trump. We all know they never did, but remember, they think we're stupid. The Beltway band of misfit legislators that no longer fit into Trump's Republican Party are falling in line with folks like Anderson Cooper now. You know, the guy who compared the Capitol riots to genocide in Rwanda, you know, where over 1 million people were slaughtered with machetes, raped and shot and run over with bulldozers that were still alive. That guy. The Republicans are aligning with that guy. Also the guy who thought BLM was mostly peaceful. They're doing this to try to scare support away from Trump. They do it all the time. The elite ivory tower ruling class of America can't stand Trump because he changed the rules. For years, they've owned the system, installing companies, defense contractors, and other entities in order to gain influence at the highest levels, folks. And for the first time in, I don't know how long, we the people had a voice from a guy who was willing to give up his billion-dollar lifestyle to help the little guy, like me, like you, sitting there at home. The people who want government to work for them, that's us. We don't want to work for the government. They should work for us. We have somehow been demonized by the media, the left, and the other losers that can only cut it in federal government. That we've been told that we're the problem. Look, folks, I live in a very tight community in Greenwich, Connecticut. Our kids play together, run around the street, we play, we sit at each other's fire pits, we laugh, we joke, and when someone needs something, everybody can call anybody else to help them, and almost anyone will be there instantly, no matter what the task. And you know what? Some of us are MAGA people, maybe most of us. I honestly don't know. And we still help out even those who may lean left, even those who are openly left. Despite all that, there's somebody on our street whose open hatred for Trump is alarming. She said horrific things about me. In fact, she's another elected official on the town council with me. Her first interaction with me was when I cut a tree down that fell across her driveway. I organized half the neighborhood to come out and cut it off so she could get out if she needed to. We didn't ask for anything. Despite half the neighborhood showing up in the pouring rain, for her, she hates us. She's told to hate us. She hates me personally because I'm a no good, awful, bad Trump supporter. She can't give me one single reason as to why she doesn't actually like me other than the fact that I support Donald Trump. And that's what we're facing on a global scale. They don't know us. The left has condemned 50% of the country because we somehow think differently. They don't actually want unity. They want their way. They're like children. They don't want bipartisanship. They want uniform rule the way they see it. We don't need a third party. We need to take back the party we already have. We need to make it the way we want. And folks, this starts with you at home. I'm talking to you literally sitting there right now, who's some of you may be feeling defeated. Don't be. You're Americans. We have footprints and a flag on the moon. We're the folks who crossed the Delaware in the middle of the night on Christmas barefoot to fend off tyranny. I'm not even asking for that. I'm asking that every one of you folks who's concerned and complain and don't like the direction of the country, do something. Look, I'm no one. I did. I ran for city council. Stand up. Run yourself. School board, Congress, I don't care, something. Focus on your passion and this is for your children's future. Here and now. Because if you don't, before you know it, it may not be able to. The second sham impeachment of former President Donald Trump proved to be another waste of American tax dollars. You know, the Senate voted to acquit Donald Trump in a 57-43 vote. House Democrats failed to prove that the former president incited the Capitol riot. Fact. 7 Republican senators voted to convict Trump, even after Trump's defense accused Democrats of manipulating evidence.
You just watched Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news channel, now in more than 70 million homes. You can get Newsmax TV on your cable system or check your cable guide. And if your system doesn't carry Newsmax, call them, tell them you want Newsmax TV, because we're real news for real people.